So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot.
Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Kick it.
Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the LaTangela Show podcast. I'm the voice inside your speaker box, and you know what does my heart well to have this time together where we can unplug, unwind, and just tap in. Look at who's making headline news for all of the right reasons. You never know who's going to be in the hot seat or on the tan line, but I've got questions that need answers. And you know, today, this interview, I think I feel attacked, yet seen. And now I have to be held more accountable. Oh, I hope you feel the same way after hearing from none other than Dr. Rob Dunn. He is a biologist and author and also a professor at NC State. Now, he has this new docuseries. It's exploring how our taste buds and our cravings really just determine who we are, and it almost compares us to animals and our existence. It gets deep. You don't want to miss it. It's streaming right now on Curiosity Stream, so make sure you look for it. It's called Taste, the Flavor of Life. I like to call it Taste, the Flavor of Life and Love, because, you know, it's just all of the things that we love in life. But I've got a lot of questions coming up for him, and I don't want you to miss it. When it comes down to those who are making headline news for all of the right reasons, I saw this come across my desk and it made my heart smile. Congratulations and thank you so much going out to none other than Miss Barbara Beckman. Now, let me give you the inside scoop. According to ExxonMobil's Baton Rouge Senior Economic Advisor, Barbara Beckman has committed $5 million of an estate gift to her alma mater, the University of Mississippi. She did this for Giving Day of 2024, and the university now plans to call for the Department of Engineering to bear her name in honor of the legacy gift. Now, this is what we call paying it forward. Now, she's been doing a lot of great things, and Beckman has blazed a trail for women in STEM for over 6 decades. Over 60 years, she's been going strong and still at it. She was actually the first female to graduate from the School of Engineering at Ole Miss in 1961. I like it. In 2021, she celebrated her 60th anniversary working at ExxonMobil. So thank you so much going out to none other than the Barbara Kerr Beckman. When they talked to her coworkers, to her team, they had nothing but great things to say for her and how much of an inspiration she is. And it's just always good to see that those who are still here giving back, raising the bar, and encouraging us to pay it forward as well. The Barbara Kerr Beckman Department of Chemical Engineering Endowment will provide monetary resources to support quality teaching, research, and financial assistance for future generations of engineers. Making headline news for all of the right reasons. I love it. I feel guilty when I read some of this stuff. Random research. Some of it's news that you cannot use, but this will probably hit closer to home than not. Americans actually admit that we ignore our check engine light for an average of 4 months before we do anything about it. Now, I don't wait for months. Like, I panic a little bit before then, but once I find out what it is, I'm like, how long can this hold out? Am I okay? Will it leave me on the side of the road? Nothing, for real. According to new research, 1 in 5 drivers even admit to putting it off between 6 and 18 months. And there are the 39% who are likely to wait for something to break before even considering that they're going to bring the car to the shop to see what that little light is talking about. Don't do that. Don't do that. As a matter of fact, I want you to hit me up. When your check engine light comes on, who is the first person that you call? Who has the best shop in the capital city and surrounding areas? These are questions that need answers. I want to make sure that my tires are properly inflated. I want to make sure that my oil is getting the best life and usage. I want to make sure that this transmission is holding up the way that it needs to be. All things that's under this hood I don't know anything about it. So who should I keep on speed dial? I would love to put them on blast. We all love Mom, right? And some of our favorite shows, they have listed TV's favorite moms. Now, did they get this right? Who was the most beloved TV mom? Doop, 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 doop. I have my favorites, but who would top your list? That honor goes to a cartoon. This one did not top my list, but it's here. According to movieweb.com, the most beloved television mom is Marge Simpson. Who are y'all surveying? I mean, she cool or whatever, but she's definitely not top tier as a faves. Marge was then followed by Carol Brady, Vivian Banks, Lois Wilkerson, and Kitty Foreman. So you mean to tell me Florida Evans didn't top the list? Louise Jefferson didn't top this list? Okay. Thelma Harper from Mama's Family didn't top the list. You know what? Movie Web, I can't say that you got this one right, but okay. I hear you and whatnot. And whatnot. Did you know that watching sports is actually good for your health? Well, now you know. According to new research, seeing your favorite sports team, when you see them in action, it just boosts both physical and mental well-being. So it has a whole new meaning when they say, take me out to the ball game. I'm here for it. I'm bringing all the good snacks. Are we doing baseball? We're doing football, little kickball, some soccer, softball, track. Which one really makes your heart smile? Because if you're with the large crowds and you're watching the game, they say it goes beyond entertainment by promoting a sense of community and belonging. So go on out there and enjoy the game. I'm here for it. Forced dieting. Now, before we even get into the taste, the flavor of life with Dr. Rob Dunn, fellas, I'm gonna put you on game. If your wife or your significant other is out here forcing you to diet, she's working against you. And I want you to use this random research in your favor. According to health psychology, they state that if your wife is forcing you to diet, it's going to backfire. She'll end up making you get even chubbier and making unhealthier selections because now you got to sneak it. You can't even have it in small proportions because, you know, when she come around, she going to take it from you. So don't take it from them, because the study reports that men whose wives actually try to improve their health by starving and snatching it only drive them to it when they're not around. The more you know. What makes you happy? If you had to really just unplug, unwind, and tap in to what really makes you happy, what tops your list? According to Women at Home, they state that a new poll found that a sunny day makes us happy, puts us in an instantly good mood. Chase the sun or let the sun chase you, but either way, get after it. That was also followed by spending time with family and friends and dancing to a favorite song. That's why I keep all the music playing for you. But just make sure that it's a happy, upbeat song, not one of those songs that have like depressing lyrics and taking you down a rabbit hole. And when they say spending time with family and friends, it depends now, because some of them here stressing us out. And I'm not quite sure who's who on which given day. Yeah, well, grain of salt, but the more you know. Do you believe that soulmates really exist? I do. I do. I believe that my grandparents were soulmates. I believe that the perfect stranger really does exist and that mine is somewhere out there. And I see that I am not alone. 60% of Americans actually believe in the idea of a soulmate. But marriage counselors say the thing is, we're going wrong. We believe that our soulmates show up and everything will be perfect. Our soulmate shows up and we don't have to put in any work in the relationship because soulmates should already come understanding and knowing exactly what's what. Always admit when they're wrong, always go above and beyond to make it right. That's not how it goes according to these marriage counselors. Oh, so soulmates still need a lot of work in order for us to be happy and have a lasting relationship. That explains. Okay. Well, coming up, I got the inside scoop for you. You know, there's a new TV show that's on the rise, and I don't want you to miss it. Dr. Rob Dunn is going to give us the inside scoop on the flavor The Taste of Life, is streaming right now on Curiosity Stream. And I teamed up with Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys with Tan Cares and Gordon Gives. We highlight nonprofit organizations and community stakeholders that's really going above and beyond to get it done, make the world we live in a better place. Well, we have the 225 bulletin board, and I need your help. I need you to log on to 225bulletinboard.com, nominate a teacher or a support team member who's in the classroom and they're just going the extra mile. We can't do it without them, and I can't get these nominations in without you. So nominate them today. We'll select 2 winners per month. They'll receive $250 each, and on top of that, they'll also receive some space on some of our billboards as a token of our appreciation to say thank you. We see you. We cannot do this without you. I know we're approaching these summer months. You're blinking. Just like that, we're back at it. So let's make it happen. Be sure to log on to 225bulletinboard.com. If you would like to be a guest, all you have to do is submit your information at LaTangela.com. And I look forward to seeing you in the hot seat or on the tan line. Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm good. Even better now that I have you in the hot seat and on the tan line.
Great to talk to you, Tan.
What part of the world are you chiming in from?
From North Carolina. How about yourself?
Okay, down here in Louisiana, between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. You can find me somewhere between here and there. And it's a must that we get you here, right? Because now I feel like this is somehow working together in my favor. I got a lot of questions that need answers. And when you start talking about taste and the flavor of love, I almost feel as if you're about to call me out 100,000 different ways, but I need to hear it. And I want to hear it, but I want to know what really even makes your mind work the way that it does. Because I know that we're going to talk about some things that's streaming right now. And you carry so many titles, it's really hard to even figure out where to start. So tell me a little bit about the project itself that's streaming on Curiosity Stream.
So the project is to taste the flavor of life, and it's about how we and other species experience taste and flavor and make choices in the world as a function of deliciousness. And so I think we're familiar in our own lives that, all the choices we make every day, delicious things versus less delicious things. But this is really a recognition that that's what your dog's doing, that's what your cat's doing, that's what the crow in the backyard is doing. And so telling that bigger story of taste and pleasure. And it started with a book called Delicious that I wrote with my wife, Monica Sanchez. And then working with Ana Maria Talas, the filmmaker, became this Curiosity series. And so it's been an amazing sort of life stage to go through this.
Right. And, and I'm glad that you corrected me on that, because I wrote down love, because I guess my love of the things that my body tells me to crave. So
I think the love is implicit. The love is implicit. Yeah,
it is. You know what I mean? You're a biologist, you're an author, you're also a professor. And I know that you put a lot of thought into the process itself. So whenever you're trying to see how these things work together, how is it that you find something that jumps out to you and say, this is going to be my target of reference right now?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'm a biologist, an ecologist by training. My wife's an anthropologist. And we found that again and again, we'd be at dinner with other biologists and anthropologists, and we'd be talking about flavor and pleasure and how they work in nature. And it was almost like we were having these secret conversations about these things that other people don't get to share in. And so we started to realize, oh, we need to share this.
Yeah.
And so that's where it comes from, this recognition that we don't talk very much about how the tongue works, how flavor works, how pleasure works. And so being able to share that back with other people was the motivation.
We really don't talk about it often. We hear all the time that the body wants what it wants, but maybe it's not just a want. It could be a need. It could be a necessity. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I think it's better to say the body wants what it used to need.
Doc. Oh, wait. I feel it coming now. I'm listening.
So our tongues are really ancient. We have the same tongues that our ancestors did when they were running around as hunter-gatherers. And so the tongue rewards us for what we used to need. We used to need a lot of salt. We used to need a lot of sugar. Like if you think about like Naked and Afraid, that show where, they drop people off naked and they got to find food. Their tongue is telling them, okay, eat more of this.
Yeah.
But today, you go to the grocery store and we don't need more sugar or salt, but our tongue is still saying, yeah, give me more. I need more of that. And so there's this kind of disconnect between what our tongue is telling us and what our body in many cases needs today.
Absolutely.
And that's interesting. Yeah.
Now, do you find that even now, as they are packaging more foods, we're not cooking at home as much, we're not eating fresh as much as we should, whether we think we need it or not because we want it? Maybe it's just a necessity now. Because even if you're picking up, let's just say a grab and go meal, we don't really know how they've prepared it. So we don't know the sodium content, and we're not asking. We don't know how much sugar is in it, and we're not asking, and we start adding all of these things up, thinking that we're on a healthier plan. However, the way that it was prepared was working against us from jump, even with some of the canned fruits and canned vegetables.
Yeah, that's right. And the industries that are trying to sell stuff to us, they want to make us come back and buy more.
Great.
And we're going to come back and buy more if we're pleased in a simple way. Like if our tongue is happy, we're going to pull out our pocketbook, right? And so they're incentivized to keep tricking our tongue, keep tricking our nose, keep tricking our mouth. And so it's hard, right? It's hard to when everything is mobilized to sell you the things that you're gonna keep wanting. It's hard to pause and make that choice about what you need on a busy day when you've got 10 other things going on, and you want to just be able to rely on that label that says healthy.
Healthier than not.
Yeah.
Even down to the bottled waters. We have so many decisions to make, but it's so much research that has to go into it. And with your new series, Taste the Flavor of Life, the flavor of things we love, what are some of the things that you want us to walk away with that would be smaller steps going towards the bigger goal?
So I think one thing to walk away with is to remember that all those choices you're making, all the species around you are making too. Your dog is choosing what's pleasurable. Your cat, the bird in the backyard, even the earthworm in the ground. And so I think that one thing to come away with is to realize that we're connected to all these species, and that they're trying to make choices too, and they make the wrong choices sometimes too. And so I think being part of this bigger living world of species that are both driven by pleasure and fallible, like somehow that it's reassuring to me that when I make a mistake, that I know that the crow makes a mistake too, and so that's one part of it. But the other is I think it's easy to lose track of how our biology works in this very personal way. And so just knowing a little bit more about what is your tongue doing, like what's your mouth doing when you're making these choices about, taste and flavor, and love is in there too. That I think if people know just a little bit more about what their body is doing consciously and subconsciously, I think it can help us to make better choices.
Because it definitely triggers our brain. I used to tell my mom all the time, oh, I love these pistachios, and I'll go pick them up from the store, not realizing they're roasted, they're salted. And she was like, oh yeah, I ordered you some pistachios. Doc, when I tell you I came home and they were organic, they were like the best looking pistachios, but I tasted it and I was like, Mama, I love the pistachios, but this is completely different. I had to train my tongue to then re-love what I love in a different way. And I see the difference now. You instantly taste the difference, but you have to work around the clock in so many levels to retrain what we once loved, to try something different and really give it a shot.
Well, and I think it's good that you brought up your mama, which is that like some of this is very early. So some of what we learn to like when in utero. And so what your mom ate when she was pregnant, you were born liking some of that stuff. And so it's an old story. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I want you to think of this as an extension of your office. So whenever you're sitting at that dinner table and you're jotting some notes down, say, you know what? I got to jump in that hot seat on the tan line and get my girl LaTangela on the phone, because this is a must. I need to hear from you at least once a quarter, so that way I can have my accountability check in and tell you what I gave up and what I'm trying now. And of course,
sounds
we
great,
can check
LaTangela.
you right now because you are streaming on Curiosity Stream. It's Taste the Flavor of Life. And I'm looking forward to it.
And love.
And taste life and love. I'm loving it. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Tam.
I know you got more work to do, so I'm gonna let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.